Welcome back to Cheddar Health and Wellness in partnership with Walgreens. We are in this together. Well, there have been plenty of discussions about supporting the immune system, especially during the moving parts when it comes to your body's immune functions. Joining us now to discuss and help us break this down further, Dr. Darria Long, who is the emergency room physician. Thank you so much for taking the time here today. The lymphatic system,
Of course.
it plays an integral role in the immune functions of the body. So what exactly is the lymphatic system? Educate us on that first and foremost.
Yeah. Hi, Brad. Good afternoon. And you're right. Most people are not spending time thinking about their lymphatic system right now, but it's a very important. It's actually an organ in our body. It includes our lymph nodes and essentially the chains of travel between them, our tonsils, your spleen. All of those are part of your lymphatic system. And effectively what it is our body's way of cleaning out infections, cleaning out toxins. So you can see why it's so important.
So how does the lymphatic system operate when you're sick?
So say you have strep throat, most of us have had that. So what happens is your body realizes that there is an infection. Eventually it sees that antigen and it starts to send white blood cells to the area, which is why you develop a large lymph node, often when you have strep throat, right here at your neck. What that is the white blood cells, which are your body's immune cells that fight infection. They are currently fighting off the infection, literally killing the strep cells at that moment in those lymph nodes. That's why your lymph nodes swell, because your body has sent all your resources there to fight off that infection.
And so what are some of those factors that are contributing to the weakening of the lymphatic system as we know?
Many of the same things that hurt the rest of our body also hurt our lymphatic system. So, of course, a poor diet can do that. We know that poor cardiovascular health and obesity can harm your immune system. People who have higher BMIs don't respond, for instance, to the flu vaccine as well as somebody with a lower BMI. And then, Brad, also, we've got to talk about mental health, because high and unchecked stress, it not only feels really bad, it also impacts your physical health. I just did a TED Talk on this on TED.com about the importance of unchecked stress, how it makes it so hard for us to function, and what I call the importance of ending the crazy busy. Because when you're chronically stressed, your immune system declines, your lymphatic system function declines, you're at higher risk of infections and higher risks of even things like colds.
Well, I guess the other side of that is the crazy boredom, because there are a lot of people right now when we find ourselves at home, staying at home, trying to really prevent our mental health from taking a toll on the rest of our body. It's so important to focus on that. I'm so glad you bring it up. How do you keep that
Yes.
lymphatic system strong at a time like this?
Yeah, so we got to counter all those different things we just talked about. So remember, one thing I said was poor diet. So you actually have some of your lymphatic tissue is in your GI system, in your intestines as well. So what is that? What is a healthy diet? Something with a large variety. I know you mentioned in the earlier segment about vitamin D. So all of those things, studies show us that it's not necessarily one single supplement here or there that'll help our health, but eating a very broad variety, nature supplements. If you eat a broad variety of foods, you're going to get all the supplements you need, except for things, some specific ones people may need, like vitamin D, if they don't get enough sunlight. So broad diet. Number two, talk about mental health. I want people to have those outlets. Whether you're crazy bored or crazy busy, you need to have those stress outlets right now. What are you doing to take those moments to help lower your levels of stress? You're not operating all the time right up here when it comes to stress. And thirdly is exercise. Even a short walk, 5-minute exercise. Studies have shown that when you do that, it helps your lymphatic system. It moves the white blood cells to places they're supposed to be and helps clear out the fluid, helps clear out that lymphatic system and function better.
So say somebody last holiday season was thinking to themselves, hey, I'm going to put all of these measures in place, take care of my lymphatic system. Months later, enter coronavirus, COVID-19, and the pandemic. How can you really make sure that you're supporting, and why is supporting the lymphatic system especially important in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic?
So you are exactly right. We all had the best plans, right, Brad? And then COVID happened. So this is something that everybody's experiencing right now. So why does it matter? Because as you also said in the earlier segment, the role of inflammation in fighting off COVID is very important. Your body has to regulate that just right. If it doesn't have enough of an immune system response, then you get too sick. And if you have too much of an immune system response, like that condition in children that you're hearing, like the cytokine storm you mentioned that happens in adults, that's too much. So your body has to be able to regulate that. That's your lymphatic system and your immune system. So it's really important. So that's why those things we just talked about, having those outlets during this really stressful time, having that stress, those things to address your stress, because when your stress is high, your body can't regulate that narrow window of the right immune function that you want to have.
We've heard a lot about the use of lymphatic drainage messages to support a healthy system. What does this mean, and who does it benefit the most?
So there is something that's called manual lymphatic drainage. It's a massage specifically for that. And that's recommended in kind of very specific conditions. For instance, somebody who has had surgery, like breast cancer surgery or a lymph node dissection, where they've actually removed portions of your lymphatic system, then massage can be helpful to help decrease the amount of fluid that somebody may have in their arm. There are some studies that say in fibromyalgia, lymphatic drainage, that sort of massage by a trained physical therapist may help. In general, though, for the rest of us, I say don't worry about a lymphatic drainage massage. Let your body do its thing. Your lymph nodes, they know how to fight off an infection. But a good old connective tissue massage, that's always great. That the power of touch, that's going to lower your stress levels. That's going to help your immune system function the way it wants to.
All right. Thank you so much for all of that insight. Dr. Darria Long, who is the emergency room physician, joining us today. Thanks so much.